Hi everyone, it's Liz from Crafting with Nani. How are you today? Already getting notifications. I'm just gonna, if you see that red live button, that means we're live. Just gonna try and find myself on my laptop in case we have crazy comment day. I saw that Sue is having a hard time with comments, so I get rid of my volume. And if you jump on, say hi. I am on a minute early. And let me know if you're watching. We're going to continue working on the Roy Rogers book that I started yesterday. And it turned out just exactly what I envisioned in my dreams with the Hi Linda Fletcher, how are you? So I'm just showing the cover where we did the Hi Renee, how are you? This is that busted out, I don't know what to call it. Hi Linda. I don't know whether to call it a busted canvas because it's not really a canvas, but that's what the idea was. But we'll have to, I don't know what to, we'll have to figure out what to name it. But it did turn out exactly how I wanted it to turn out. I did get the other signature sewed in because I was like running overtime last night, and I'm like, I didn't even get to say goodbye to people. And I added the little bit of the lace, but that's all I really did off camera. Hi, Terry, how are you? And let's see. Oh, thank you for kicking out my cow patties over there. Hi, Yvonne, how are you? Hi, Mary Ferguson, how are you today? So I do want to add the little lassos on each corner, I think. So I'm just going to bring the camera down because this hour screams by and I want to get as much busted book. There we go. Okay, we'll call it that. The busted Roy Rogers book. So I'm just going to bring it down so you guys can see the table. And hopefully I can still read the comments. I did move my tripod up a little higher so we could get a little bit wider of the table. So I'm just waiting for it to catch up on my screen, and it has. So I think I can see comments, and I have my laptop. I can see the comments from it. So like I said, I was gifted a bunch of this stuff, and it goes so perfect with the book. So I'm going to decorate a lot of it with these cute little pockets that Carol sent. Hi, Julie. How are you? Hi, Petro. How are you? How's your day going over there? It's probably almost late evening for you, huh? I'm just going to use these for pockets, and then this was the lace, the vintage lace my girlfriend got me. And it says it's from Liberty House in Honolulu, Hawaii. So, glad that somebody went to Hawaii and got this lace, but it's very vintage. That's what I added to the side here. And I just took about this much off because it was, you know, it's fairly wide. It's probably a good 4-inch. Yep, it's a 4-inch lace. So we only needed about 3 inches. And the 4 inches was just way too long for it. So we might make some cute stuff with that. So I left that out, and we'll add those bundles and stuff. So I can't wait to start decorating. I am gonna hold off, and we'll do this at the end, I think. Well, we could do it probably now. I was just thinking that I might need to do this at the end because we're gonna glue it down, but I think it might work all right. Well, let me just cut my lasso, the very small lasso, but it's calling me, and I keep going on to the do not disturb with them, and they still call me. Drives me crazy. So I'm just going to go ahead and lasso that. Well, I think I should have gone around 3 times. Lariat, lasso is what it is. I don't know what a lariat is. I think the lariat is what holds the lasso on the saddle. It's a little rope that holds it on, I think. I have to ask my grandson. He's a little cowboy. He's not little anymore, though. He's 6 foot something. He's going to have a birthday next week. So I'm going to add that. Hey, quiet. So we'll just add that with fabric tack. So how's everybody's Friday going? It's 9 o'clock at night. Ugh. Well, thank you for watching. You're like how I watch Jamie. I watch her late when I'm getting ready to go to bed. We all watch Jamie. You're probably just getting up for Jamie's, huh? So we're just going to add that. And I knew I was going to end up with glue all over me. But I want to, I think I want to actually put it down here on this other corner too. That's my vision for this book. And don't forget, this book is up for sale, and the proceeds of it will go to my church for the Arena Cowboy Fund. It's just like we have an arena at the church, and the kids do all of their play dates. We call them play dates out here. It's like having a rodeo. Hi, Cheryl. How are you? Hi, Chris. How are you? Hi, Sue B. Sorry you're having trouble with your comments, Sue. That's real frustrating. I'm going to add 2 more right here, and then I think it'll be okay if we lay it over. It should go. It should work, right? It should. I like this rope. I kind of wish I would have taken it out and run it across our red dirt, but I didn't get a chance to do that, or didn't really think about it until now. But, that would have been cute to have it as our red dirt. I intended on, I bought it to actually do the red dirt and then sell it, but I didn't get that far either. I just ended up using it. Sorry about that again. They're very persistent on trying to give me a loan that I don't want. And I was just thinking, oh, I gotta hit that do not disturb, and I didn't do it. I might have to go back with my hot glue and really tack this down, but this should hold with the fabric tack if I leave it alone long enough for it to set up, right? So what do you guys all have? I use an ink. Oh, I could have used an ink pad. Maybe I will. After it dries a little bit on there, I could distress it with the vintage photo or something like that and get it a little bit rustic looking. We'll do that after it sets up for a little bit. I really want to wrap it like a lasso, but it's a little thicker than what a rope this size really would be if I did that. It's fun though. It's fun. This is the fun part, decorating. Yesterday was a stressful part, putting it together. You know, not knowing whether or not it was going to work was stressful. It was exciting but stressful, you know. It's like, I love a good challenge. And when you get a vision in your head that you think is going to work, it's like, is it going to work? You know, the whole time you're like, it's working in my head. Is it really going to work on paper or on this canvas or whatever we're working on? So I'm just adding some more glue right there, and we'll see if that'll hold it in place. And I will lay it down. I'm going to put just a piece of plastic. Of course, I dropped some of it. And we have that little puppy that will go get it. So I'm going to go ahead and lay some plastic on it just to push it down with it. And then we'll open it up and work on the inside. We'll see if it'll hold. Hopefully it will. So this is that page that was ripped out, and I know that somebody questioned to see whether or not it was the page on the back side of that one, But that is not the page, because that page is this page that is intact. So that was a good try when we had that extra page that came in this book. And I don't know. I don't know if it was just like they needed one extra page or something. I don't know. Like I said, this book, I can't even tell you how old it is because the cover page was torn out. Hi, Carol. Yeah, we're using Carol's cute pages that she sent in a Happy Mail for me for decorating. So this is going to be fun. So we have this page right here. Let me find my hand to help me. So like I said, I did get the second signature sewed in while I was watching Carrie on Hanging with Mama Hall. So I was able to do that, get that done. And this is where I glued this paper into the cutoff page. And I'm just going to look through the stack here. And this is Roy Rogers' book. So I'm going to try and keep it all like Western and that kind of stuff. So this would be a cute little pocket. So I got my corner rounder out. And I'm going to get my cutter up here. And I'm just going to take a little bit of the white off of this. Because there's just a little bit of white on the edges. I was going to try and clean up the edges just a little bit, and then we'll distress it too. So I was so excited. I was, oh, see, that's what happens. You get a little piece in there, and the next thing you know, it just rips it right apart, but that's okay. I'll take my scissors to it, and it just makes it more aged. So they say, rip it, rip it. So I'm going to use a mixture of, I think, gathered twigs and vintage photo, and we'll just see what colors we come up with. I used the same brush with my browns, so it already has like a mixture of the colors anyways. So my dogs, hi Judy, how are you? Ate my glasses, my extra pair of glasses. So I have got to, they're not really expensive glasses. I just use the Dollar Tree. They keep calling. Why won't they stop? I'm going to glue this one on here, but I think I want to distress this page just because it's pretty white on the back. We're just going to go ahead and just distress it a little bit. And then I'm going to round my corners, hopefully. So I had to take my husband today to the DMV. We can't find the pink slip, or whatever you want to call them, the title to his car. Have every other vehicle except his. And we gave it to him back when he was really sick, and the state of Texas has a kind of a thing where everything has to go into probate if something happens. There's no and or, it's just and here. So we were going to have him sign. Well, he can't find the paperwork, so. But it turns out he didn't change the title over to Texas, and it's still a California title, so now he's got to deal with California. So, been a mess, but it always is, right? Life can be hard some days, and he's kind of hard of hearing, and I can hear him talking, so hopefully you guys can't hear him. Some people think they have to yell all the way to California to talk on a cell phone. We'll see. But this is going to be cute on this page. And We only got about 30, 40 pages. Hi, Molly Jasper. How are you today? Are you saying I need to turn my volume up? Or are you saying it was on yours? Oops, that's the other way. Let me go up higher on my volume too and see if that helps. Let me know if that helped. Because sometimes I forget and I turn my volume down. So, hi Debbie, how are you? Hi Rebecca. Hi Vicki, how are you? What's up with you? Hi Sue. It says Sue B is watching. That's what she heard all this time, huh? So we got this little card and we can stick that in there. So let's find something cute to put on this page. So, kind of thinking this guy might live in this old shack, huh? Let's see. Like I said, we have so many cute ones to use. And look at these cows. Are they not adorable? We got some milk coming from them. So, well, there's a tractor. That's kind of... This tractor might not be able to make it into the book because I don't think in Roy Rogers' time, I'm not sure of the era, because I was a child when Roy Rogers was on TV, but I still think that Roy Rogers was trying to think like the 1800s or very early 1900s. So I'm not even sure if in that show there were automobiles yet. So it's been so long since I've watched. My volume's fine. Okay, cool. I'm not sure if I like this one right here. So let's put that, and we'll make it a side tuck over on this side. So I'm just going to tuck it on. Hi, Jimmy Lou. How are you? Just working on the journal I started yesterday on the Journal Pals. Thank you so much for having me yesterday, and I'm sorry I ran over 3 minutes or 4 minutes, and I'm like, I looked away for a minute and time flew by. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get a little bit of both colors here, and I got to keep my lids close by so I don't mix up which color that is. So this one is a little bit darker, and I like that. Oops, I forgot to do the corners. See, that's my problem, is I forget to do like the corners, and then I have to distress it again. I'm trying to be more mindful of doing my corners and rounding them out. But yeah, it was a good show. I liked yesterday's event. So did everybody catch the event yesterday that's watching today? Well, they drove Jeeps. Haha. Did they really drive Jeeps in Roy Rogers' time? I don't, like I said, I was such a young child. I don't remember. I'll have to go back and try and watch an episode of the old Roy Rogers. But he's on a horse, so I don't know if they had the tractors yet or if they were doing it by mule or hand plowing. I mean, I know when they actually physically made the video or the movie or then the television shows, there were cars because they were making it in the 60s, I think. So we're just put glue around 3 sides. And this is some coffee stain paper. So we have a little tuck there. And we can distress it just a little bit. Just put a little bit. And now that this is maybe a little bit dry, let's go ahead and add, oh, that worked perfect. Just adding a little bit of dirt to that white. Just so I don't forget. We don't want his rope to look like it was brand new. And I think I got a big old smudge on my glasses. I got to clean them real quick. So that's going to be so cute. Oh no. I don't know. have to ask my Alexis, or whatever her name is. I think her name's Alexa. Alexa, whether or not what era Roy Rogers was depicting. Here's some cows or milk coming out, going into a cup. That looks cute, so we'll add that to that page. And I like this part where we're just decorating. Molly Jasper says, "Hi, Sue B." Do what? Do boo. Hey, Sue B. Do be do. I don't know what that means. Doobie doo. I know that Jimmy Lou calls her Boston Terrier or something like that. So on this one, I think we'll make it a side tuck this way. This one's going to have lots of pockets apparently. And I didn't get that all the way cut. For some reason, I am not getting everything cut all the way through. And I don't know if it's because of the humidity makes paper a little bit more moist. So I don't know if that's the reason why. So that'll be cute like that. And I think I'm going to leave this one straight, because I like the clean lines on it because the paper is real straight. So let's leave that one straight. So we don't really have any plans for this weekend, other than I might come on live tomorrow, and I'll put a time on there if I do. I got my journal, my second journal, or is this the third one now? It's the second one of the Sisterhood of the Traveling Journal. So I might come on tomorrow and work on that journal, because I'm going to do like a page in that one. Ah, there's my aunt. It's 12 more days and I leave on my trip. Can you believe it? So Amber says she loves her books. Ah, you just read them to her. How fun. Well, I'm bringing one with me that we made for Porter, I think it is. So I need to make sure I get that out and get it and get that book. I got this lace that was left over from trimming out there. That might be really cute on this page here. So I think I'm going to add this lace to this music notes here. Stay. That's what my hand is for. Stay. So let's go ahead and trim this. I can't believe that it's going to be 12 days and I'm going to start my trip. So I'm going to use fabric tack for, because I'm using lace. Even though I do think the other one might work. Art glitter glue is what I have in that little bottle, because it's such a dainty lace. But I got a new bottle of fabric tack and that's what we're going to use. And I think I'm going to put the edge that's sewn by the factory in. Whoopsie, lost it. And then that way it looks clean and it looks pretty on both sides. That is pretty. And then we'll trim up the top and the bottom. And I save all these little pieces because we might make like a little bundle or something, and it'll be cute to just poke out. So I'm just gonna put this little piece of plastic here until that glue has a chance to dry for a minute. And we'll work on something here. Look at these piggy wiggies. Aren't they adorable? And the pink on this paper, pulls out the pink in their ears, and it just says, "I want to live on this page." And I think we're just going to round it out and not make it a pocket, and we'll just glue it all on. So let's distress it. Well, actually, there's a lot of white on here, so let me just take a little bit of this off. Let me clean out my gutter here. You have super black clouds. Wow, we had them the other day. We actually got a little bit of rain, enough to where, I mean, it rained almost all night. And we needed it. Boy, I tell you, the ranch needed the rain. I think it might be time to change out the blade on my cutter too. What did I do with my scissors? Here they are. These I don't think the replacement blades are as sharp as they are when you first get them, because I've already replaced this blade once. All right, now we can distress it. So is everybody gonna head over to the Messy Craft Corner afterwards and get their wallets out, go shopping? Hi Jill, how are you? Thank you. I'm loving this journal. I am loving it. So maybe since this one is not getting as a pocket, we'll go ahead and round out the edges here. So my daughter at her store is having a little get together tomorrow night at her store. I was thinking it was tonight, but the ads say tomorrow. So I was not planning on going because it's going to be, I think, from 4 to 7. But that is so cute. They're little cute piggy wiggies. We'll just kind of distress a little bit around the page just so it kind of blends in. Looks like it came that way. Love it, love it, love it. Let's see if that's dry. And that's pretty dry, so we're good there. So let me move this back into the camera. Right, and then we got to find something cute to put on this page now. We can move our rope out of our way. And you know, I think I would like to make, I have this material here. It's like a jute. And I was thinking that might be a cute belly band. So I think I'm going to add that as a belly band. Can any of you guys hear the hold music that my husband's got blaring? Because if you hear it, let me know. I don't want to get kicked off of FB. Jimmy Lou and I say that we will be there. I hope you guys are going to be there. Because if you're not going to be there, there's no reason for the rest of us to come. Silly. Raquel's being silly. I'm sure they're all getting ready for their sale. And I did not have my sale this week, and I didn't have one last week, so I'm like behind 2 weeks on sales. So I got to get busy. But I didn't want to have one yesterday while we were having an event, because, you know, everybody's watching the event. So I was like, well, I'm not going to have my sale. I'm just trying to see if I have something little that would be cute to put on top of this. And I have a leather kind of, it says handmade. That would be kind of cute on there. It's just out of leather. So I think I will actually use a, what are these called? Bulb pen. And we'll just dangle it down. Maybe. Because it looks like it has holes punched in that leather. Well, it doesn't look like it's all the way through, but we'll see if we can get it finished punched. You can't hear it? Okay, good. Because I can hear it, but I just didn't know if it was picking up. So do we like that? I think we do. I don't know. I can always take it back off if I don't really like it because it's just there. So that'll be cute, and then later we'll find something to put behind it. I don't see anything right now that I can just shove in there real quick, but we're not in any hurry, so we have more stuff to put. And then we have this page, and this page, let's see if we can find something that would pick up the blues. It might be that I just put a little bit of lace on it. I don't know. We got this guy. That's kind of too big. We have this really cute guy that's standing there at his fence. I might think about him. You like the heart? That heart came from Temu? Maybe. I don't know. Did you send it to me? Is that how you know? I don't know how it ended up on my desk, but it did. So, I like him. And I'm wondering if, what's on the back side of this? I think this is just a white page. So I was trying to see if maybe we could do a little wraparound, but that I don't think is going to work. So maybe I'll leave this page alone for the moment and we'll work on the back side of this. And then we'll come back to the front and add something, because that'll give them some place to write if they want to write. So I'm just going to trim this off a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit more off it because I want to have this post. We'll just dress that page. So who's getting to go out like on a really fun adventure this weekend? I know a lot of the, I'm trying to decide, do I want it as a top? It's kind of a tall pocket, so let's, we can make it on the top. But I know that, oh, you sent it to me? Okay, cute. That's how you knew. I didn't know if it, came from your bag this last time or not, because it was, things were falling out of the envelope, and I picked it up and I threw it inside of, I have this little tray on my desk, so, but thank you. Now you're in the book even more. We should be calling this the Carol's book. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. How are you? Oh, my jeans. My jeans. All right, I like that. And I'm not going to round it because the paper is not rounded. Now let's put our hand over here, just so it holds that out of the way. So we're gonna have chicken Alfredo for dinner. And so what's everybody else gonna make? I know my West Coast friends are just finishing up their lunch, so they're not even thinking about dinner. My East Coast friends are like, oh, we gotta figure out what we're having for supper. And do you guys call it dinner or do you call it supper? I've always called it dinner. I don't know if I've ever really called it supper. I think supper is a Southern. Now that I'm Southern, I can say, what are we having for supper? You're making ribs? I'll be right over. What you gonna make when I come? Are you gonna get some of your good macaroni and cheese? Janet makes great macaroni and cheese. And she likes my macaroni and cheese, so I might have to make it for her. You know what? Janet and I actually lived, our last houses that we lived in, down the street from us was the Roy Rogers, Dale Evans Cowboy Ranch. Their double R or whatever it was called, triple R, Roy Rogers double R. So we were very fortunate to live right down the street from them. And actually I have seen Roy Rogers' gravestone because he is buried in Victorville, California. So we actually got to see where he was laid to rest, and his wife. And there's actually a street called Roy Rogers, and there's a street called Dale Evans in that little town. So we have a little window here, and these kids might look so stinking cute inside of it. So I'm going to try and see if we can trim this down. And this is just a CD holder, and I'm not sure if I'm going to even be able to slide it in there because I've got it pretty close to the edge. I could always remove the top if I need to and slide it down that way. I kind of was thinking maybe I would have made it into a shaker, but when I sewed it in, I probably should have made that decision. So let me trim it down enough. You tired of cooking? Me too. But you have been cooking longer than me, because you're older than me, so you win. So I'm trying to see if I want to keep the birds on the bottom or if I'm going to trim out the top. I don't know. Probably not going to see it anyways because the circle is going to cover it. So. And my old neighbor from 2 houses back, her son actually is in the band with Roy Rogers and Dale Evans' son, Dusty. So, you're very fortunate to know people that know people. We don't really know him. I mean, I met him, but I never met Dusty. But he's in the band with Dusty. Is that going to work? Can we slide it in? Maybe if I hold it down more, I can get it to slide in there. And I hope it's the right direction, because I am working hard to get it in there. It worked. Look how cute that is. So that turned out cute with the people inside of it. It looks like midnight. Oh, isn't that eerie when the clouds hit so much that it is kind of eerie, I think, when that happens. It just gets so dark in the daytime when the storm's hitting. And, yeah. That's what we were having, is like those big clouds. It makes it feel like it's nighttime, and then they'll go away and it'll be like daytime again. We have really a lot of sun right now, and we're supposed to be up in the 90s again today. We had a nice fall morning. Whoa. Did you guys see that happening? That just went right off my table there. But that's cute. That turned out really cute. So now we got to decorate the back of it. And I should just open this up and have a flat surface so that doesn't happen again. How's that? How's my time going? Am I going to run out of time again? So let's find something cute to put on this side. And I got these guys working here, and that picks up the blue from the back side of that blue paper. So we'll just trim these down and put these workers on. It was so nice to, I don't know what is going on with my cutter. It is not being good. Get my trusty scissors out. I should get my decorative scissors out and make it look like it's got some decorative stuff going on. So let's try to move down the board and see if we can do it. There's got to be something up there that's causing it. But it is getting very warm in this room. The sun goes down like right behind you guys, right there. And it is starting to hit the side of the room. That's going to be cute right there. I like that. And I am getting kind of warm in here. So I'm just going around the edges. Hi, Barbara. How are you? It is. I don't know why. I don't know why it does it. It is very frustrating, and these things aren't really cheap, you know. And you replace the blades on them, and then you expect to get, you know, quite a few. So I don't know if we should make this a little tuck spot. What if we did, what if I cut off the corner? No, I don't want to do that. Could just take a little bit off the top right here. We'll see if this one will work with this paper. That one worked. I squeezed it good. And I'm just going to put a little bit of brown right there. And that way it'll be a pocket. All right, we'll just go around the edges. Get it. Where's our hand? It fell down. It's not doing its job. You're doing good, Barbara? That's good. I'm glad. I'm actually doing good too. We've been doing a little bit here and a little bit of there, and been working on getting the yard all done. And I planted some fake plants in my flower bed, and it looks great. Because anytime I plant real ones, the grasshoppers eat them. So I just find fake ones and I put them in my flower bed, and then they stay all winter long. And then the next season I get new ones. That looks cute right there. I like that. I'm just going to go ahead around the edge a little bit and just dress it. Just because we don't really want to see any of the white. You know, this book is supposed to be old. I mean, look how yellow the papers are on their own. You know, that's pretty aged. So I'm just going to make this a pocket, and it's not even cut straight, so I'm just going to go ahead and trim this off a little bit, just so it's kind of even. When I was hurrying to put the papers in, I didn't get them quite lined up together. So I'm just going to have to trim the top. We're just going to go ahead and make this into a pocket. So I'm going to go ahead and just put some glue right here. And I'll glue this side. And then I'll trim that off. So it matches. And we'll just distress it. We have to trim just a little bit on this side. And just so you know it's a pocket, we'll just put a little notch. I'm trying to not take up too much of the page. We'll just make it a top notch here. And I'll just stress that a little bit. So that's cute. And then we have our page. It says way out west in the mountains. That's where I'm gonna go, through all these mountains to come see everybody. So far I have not seen a tractor in the book. That's why I was kind of looking to see if it showed any vehicles at all. And it doesn't look like there's any tractors. Oh, that page did not get all the way in there. So we're gonna have to figure out how to get that page. This is the page that I thought we got stuck back in. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out when we get there. So we got Mr. Roy Rogers right there. So let's find something cute. We have this elderly gentleman we can put right there. He looks like he was dressed up to go somewhere, getting his picture taken. Maybe this is who Roy Rogers is out looking for. So we're just going to go ahead and put this on here. And we'll try and figure out how to fix that one page that didn't get all the way in. Put that there, and then on the back side of that, we still have quite a few pages to go. That's the cute little piggy still. Just looking at other stuff that I might have sticking around here. I don't have anything right there. He's too big for that. But I am going to put this gentleman in here somewhere. Let me look right here. Here's a horsey. Here's a cute cow. Let's just cut out this cow right here and put that in. What time is it? I need to get a bigger clock in my room. Look at that. See, I did it again. These papers are either so, they have so many fibers, it should not be doing that every single time. Shouldn't have to clean that gutter out every time. I'm going to take a lot of this fence off. I just think that papers have so much fibers in them that it gets down in there. Almost was going to cut the back end of the cow off, and that's not good. I think this cow has got a little bit of a problem anyways, because she turned. She got herself a little hip problem going on. So we still need to cut that out. So I think I'm going to fussy cut a little bit of this fence, and then I'm just going to fussy cut her because she looks a little more modern than what the book is anyways. She's got an ear tag, and I'm sure they didn't have ear tags back in the day, right? They had brands back then. They didn't have ear tags, and she got herself some ear tags. So hopefully nobody will really notice the ear tags, right? It's $3.49, thank you. Oh my goodness, how funny. I'm almost thinking I need to trim down more of this fence. Maybe just a little bit more. Grover, lay down. We'll go out in just a minute. Oh, he is laying down. He is laying down. All right, so we'll put her on here, or him. I don't know, because I can't see the underside. We're going to go with her. She doesn't look like a bull. She looks like a heifer. We'll put the heifer in there. And then we have this side. I'm going to leave that. And then we have this to decorate. And I think this would be a good place to put this cowboy. Take him and cut him down. See? Why? 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 I just cleaned it from the last time, right? You guys all witnessed me clean out this gutter, right? There's no way that that should have happened. But it did, and I'm not going to stress over it. Go down. 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 And sometimes maybe I'm pushing too hard. You know, I don't know if that has anything to do with it too, and how hard you push. And it might have something to do with it. So we are going to have to trim a little bit more off of this side. Grover, lay down. I'll take you out in a minute. Down. Down. Thank you. See, when I go really gentle, it worked good, right? Okay, he's a little taller than my page. So we're going to have to distress the top and probably distress the bottom a little bit. And I'll put this back over here and we'll start. Oh, he still needs to have a little bit more taken off. So we're going to have to try this one more time. But look how much you get out of just cutting one piece of paper. That is just craziness going on here. Craziness, folks. I'm gonna have to get a new blade. I did look at the new cutting board from Memory Keepers. I don't know. I just replaced it not too long ago, It should be sharp, but I do have it came in a 4-pack, so I think when I'm done, I'll just replace it and stop fretting over it. So I'm just going to really distress this up, because you can see that white. But yeah, I'm sure it's, I mean, I want it to last for a long time, but I do a lot of cutting on it, so it's possible that it needs to be replaced already. When I think about it, I mean, I really do a lot of cutting. But I did look at the We Are Memory Keepers board, but it doesn't have like the big arm thing like Jimmy Lou's has on hers, and I don't know if she had to buy that separately. I'm gonna ask her when I see her in West Virginia. So do we want to make that another pocket? I don't know. I mean, I guess I can. I guess we can make it a pocket, right? There's no rules in junk journaling. No rules. That's why I do it so nicely, because there's no rules. I just want to distress this up a little bit more over here, though, because I'm going to be... You can see that opening. So we're just going to glue on 3 sides. Hey, Bev, how are you? I'm loving all the stuff that you're making. Across the pond. Someday I'm going to get over there. I think my dog's hot because he's like panting over there. He's hot in his room too. So does anybody follow? I know Sue does, but Crafting with Bev Langford, she does a lot of great stuff. So if you guys aren't following her, you should follow her. Hi, Penny. You can buy a comfortable separately. Oh, can you? Okay. It looked like I could buy a replacement, but I didn't know if it was for the same We Are Memory Keepers, you know, because she has that big blue one that goes back and forth. And the one that they have like on Amazon right now doesn't it just has a cutter like this on it. So that's what I was kind of, I didn't get it yet. So I might wait until I get back, and I'm going to try and see if Jimmy Lou has hers, how it feels, and then before I buy it. Because the reason I wanted to get, I'm going to flip this up because it's almost time to go. But the reason why I wanted that one is because on my board, now that I flipped you up, my 0 is in here in my score line. And on the Memory Keepers, the 0 is right here. So I want the board so you can measure better on the We Are Memory Keepers. Because on this board, you have to start the measurement all the way back here instead of over there. And this board is it's done a pretty good job. It's been washed a lot. I've used it a lot, but boy, I'm telling you, it's really it eats up the papers. Good. So this is what we got. We'll just do a little flip through, and I have to tuck this back. My little lasso's coming undone here, so I'll have to tuck that back in. But we'll get that. So we'll just do a little flip through, and then I can sharpen it with, I know, but I can't stand that sound. So we have our pocket, and we have our pages that we did. And then we have to figure out how to save that one page. So we can work on this one again on Monday, or we can do the other 1800s one. It's up to you guys. But that's what we did so far today. And we'll work on it some more. So we're all the way up into here. And I love this sheep that she sent. Isn't that adorable? Thank you, Carol, for all these cute papers. And you guys all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And I hope to see you guys. Like I said, I'll post a time that I'm going to go on tomorrow and work on the journal I got from the Sisterhood of the Traveling Journal. So I will see everybody tomorrow, and I'll keep you posted on what time. And thank you for crafting with Nani. Everybody, will see you over at Jimmy Lou's page, right? The Messy Craft Corner. I'll see you in the comments. Bye-bye.